public comment must deal with matters subject to the jurisdiction of the city and the council that are not on the agenda. Anyone wishing to address the Parks and Recreation Committee on matters not appearing on the agenda may do so now. The public may comment on any other matter listed on the agenda at this time. The matter is being considered. There will be a time limit of not more than 3 minutes for each speaker. No action will be taken on matters brought up under this item, and all comments will be referred to staff. All right. Committee and staff member updates. Kyle.
Nothing new comes to mind.
And Mayor?
I don't have anything either.
Okay. I had very good intentions of trying to get to a garden meeting. Did not do that. So still am having good intentions for this next month. Now that the wedding's over, hopefully that I can focus a little bit better. All right. Wish list items we had talked about. Kyle, you started a wish list. Again, I didn't add anything to it.
Yeah, I was keeping an eye on it, and I think the only things on there currently I can double check are the things that we had discussed last meeting. Then I populated that and then sent out the wish
right,
list. But
can you read it, or can you refresh my memory, please?
Yes, let me pull it up. Okay, so we have right now I just have it organized into 3 columns: movie night supplies, classes supplies, and other, whatever everybody comes up with. And we only have movie night supplies. We have the projector, and there's a link to one that we had found that looked decent and wasn't terribly expensive. Poles and a sheet to replace the inflatable screen potentially, if that's easier. And then PA speakers. We have some loaners that we can use for the next movie night. That was it. Michael, remembering that name correctly, said that someone at the first viewing of Ghostbusters said that they had better speakers they could loan us for the next round if we wanted to test them out. And then a carafe for tea or cocoa or something, hot water for people in attendance would be great if the city doesn't already have that stuff. So those are the 4 items that we have.
What about a popcorn machine?
That isn't on there, but I can add it if that's okay.
And instead of just a carafe, maybe a small coffee maker, you know, the big tall coffee makers that you see like at restaurants or things. But I have one that's actually not that tall. I think it's like a 20 cup.
Oh, like the kind of chrome.
Yeah, that you can plug in, and then that way we could have, instead of just 1 carafe or 2 carafes, like we could just have water in it for the hot chocolate or something.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
So maybe a slash on that instead of carafe slash, you know, coffee maker or something.
And then we just make sure it's only used for water.
Water.
Yeah.
And that way, I guess you could have tea for the adults, and also hot chocolate for the kids.
Okay. Or mushroom coffee, instant mushroom coffee.
For the kids?
Yeah, it's my new thing.
Healthier.
It is.
I love it. I love it. I do mushroom hot chocolate. Yeah.
Should I send that email out again to everybody and ask them to? It may have fallen off folks' radar. Okay, I'll do that after this to make sure that we try to get. Because I don't know what to put for classes. I don't know what the other category might capture, but we can figure it out together.
Well, so let's talk a little bit about classes, right?
Which is segueing into the next kind of thing. I mean, we've talked about, and I really think we do need to just start roughing out a calendar for next year.
Yeah.
Looking at, you know, talking about where movie night classes, how that's going to look, what type of classes. I know my husband's more than happy to do a ukulele class, which is super easy. I know Jerry's offered to do an improv class. Again, super easy. No supplies needed for either one of those,
Mhm.
Right.
you know, so that those two might be the ones to start with, just because we don't have to do much about it. And both of them are very capable of kind of coming up with a class, you know, plan, I guess.
Mhm.
So one thing we might want to do is look at like the logistics,
Mhm.
right? So talking to the city manager and, you know, movie night, what did we talk about last time? Doing one a month for 5 months or 6 months, right? Starting
Mhm.
April, May, June, July, August, September, right? There's 6,
Mhm.
so we could go down to 4 or 5. And it would be great to have like a regular, you know, whether it's the second Friday
Mhm.
or, you know,
Easier to plan
something
around.
that offers some consistency for folks.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know, and you know, second fun Friday or something, you know, and classes could be the same thing. Maybe we do one a month.
Yeah.
And so we would want to talk to, I'm guessing, and I could be completely wrong on this, but I'm guessing a Saturday morning is where people are gonna aim for, or, you know, I don't know.
Yeah. Seems like a safer window.
So then we want to make sure that the city manager and or Lee and Karen can, you know, tell us what the schedule is, right? Because if
Mm.
somebody's renting it, you know, so again, I think if we're consistent, you know, again,
Mhm.
it's, you know, maybe it's the second Friday and the second Saturday, right? That way all of our work is in one weekend. We know you guys can't go away that weekend.
It would be nice to clump it.
Can
We'd have,
you?
yeah, our obligations would, yeah. be too
But
closer
you
together.
know, or you know, if there are other ideas, let's talk about them. But I'm trying to, you know, what else, you know, what else is there? I think the classes don't necessarily all have to happen in Old Town Hall. I don't know if you've been down to the park lately, but the pavilion is a little bigger, so the people in wheelchairs can get up. So what that also does is it provides a bigger space. So sorry. So yeah, and what else do we need for classes? We need some kind of registration ability.
Mhm.
And I don't think that needs to be complicated. At one point, brown bag tickets. Go ahead, Terry.
No, I had a question. When we first start talking about this, and this is definitely a question for John, I had made up kind of a dummy, like, proposal sheet that whoever's going to run the class had to fill out, and the city I think city attorney was going to look at it to make sure liability wise. Do you know if that happened?
I don't.
Okay,
I don't.
then I will.
But that makes sense. So what I'm guessing is we'll need that gives us information to send out information, right, about the class. But we'll also probably need a liability release from anyone at the class, you know, especially if we're jackhammering, or I don't know.
That'd probably be a poorly attended class.
No, it might be really popular. Who knows?
Yeah.
So there's 2 releases, one for the teacher and one for the attendee. But yeah, the registration, and I don't think it needs to be complicated. You know, just I'm showing up in contact information, and if it's on brown bag, it doesn't have to go through the city. You know, one of us can do it.
Okay, so taking some of it off of Karen and Lee's plates, definitely, which is what we've been wanting to do to make sure that they're not impacted.
Right.
Okay, so I think we could roughly say, yeah, I don't know about Saturday morning or if evening. I mean, if it's evening, we do have to do Old Town Hall, I guess.
Well, the other option would be to do it at, 6 o'clock on a Thursday night or something,
That's what I'm wondering.
And it could, obviously this month isn't gonna work at 6 o'clock, but July and August could.
Mhm.
Right, so again, if we just did, if we start out with 5 or 6 movie nights and maybe 3 classes, if we did 6 movie nights and 3 classes, like it would be every other month or something,
Or June, July, and August.
or June, July, and August, yes. So just to kind of see, although, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what, yeah.
Kyle, do you have access to the Google information, the responses we got
Mhm.
from people that were interested in,
I sure do. I'll pull it up.
okay.
Right.
Because if I remember correctly, there were quite a few, and some, some could also be, there was one about painting pots and planting succulents. That would be a fun one for the butterfly garden,
Mhm.
or, and that feels definitely like a Saturday morning thing.
Yes, yeah. And everybody, to make sure then we don't get involved in costs, everybody would have to bring their own pot.
Right.
And, succulents are easy enough. Just pull
Yeah.
those all out of the ground from all over and bring them over.
Yes.
And paint too. So that would be a limited, I mean, it wouldn't cost anything.
Okay. So the other thing is next year is the city's 70th birthday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I think the Parks and Rec should be the ones that do something in partnership with the others.
Sure.
But, some kind of fun.
Is there a date that is considered their birthday?
Not that I'm aware of. Karen may know.
Okay.
Lee, do you happen to know?
I don't know right off the top of my head, but there was an incorporation and there probably is a date on the document, and I do know where to find that. So we'll figure that out. We can do
Okay.
that.
Okay. So there's that. And I'm hearing a lot about like the potential of like an international day. We have a lot of folks in town that come from all over the world. And wouldn't it be great to recognize some of the history of the folks that live here?
Could we incorporate those together?
Why not?
Mhm. The 70th birthday history and international
Right.
all together.
What do you think, Kyle?
I was distracted by pulling up the list of classes that people have offered. But I do like the idea of an international day. I think that'd be interesting. Would that look like a potluck? How are we celebrating the cultures of the people in the area? Is that
We
I
could
think that would
talk
be-
about that. That's obviously chew on it, think
that
about
would
it.
draw me out if there were like cool, like interesting ethnic foods available made by people here, and we just had like an
Mhm.
event at the park to just, I don't know, maybe we could even link that up if we wanted to with like an international movie viewing of some sort. Like it's a dinner and a movie thing. Just to
That's
lighten the load
fun.
of how many nights we do. We could have themes for some of the movie nights or something.
I like it. So we were talking about, kind of expanding the movie night to include a social time beforehand.
Mhm.
And that could tie really nicely.
Yeah, because we have some time to kill before it's dark enough. We can enjoy
Yeah.
the sunset together and share some
Right.
food.
When you said that, one of my most favorite movies is Cinema Paradiso. Have you seen that one? It's Italian.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So that just it could be family oriented and it's wonderful.
Pasta.
So, yeah. So
Okay.
I like that, Kyle. That is
Yeah.
something to think about. And then that would be one of our movie. So we'd knock
Mhm.
out birthday, International Day, and movie.
Not birthday. Birthday
Oh,
needs to
not
be bigger.
birthday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Birthday needs to be big.
All right. Well. All right. But that could be one. I do like that though. That's fun.
Yeah.
Um, and then did you say you found more people willing to
Did you-
do classes?
Yeah, I can just read off a few of.
Okay.
I'd have to dig into the actual spreadsheet a bit.
No,
to
no,
figure
no,
out
that's
who-
okay.
Who proposed this one? If we wanted to like track someone down and ask them if they're still interested, but
Okay.
we have bicycle skills, which I don't know if that's maintenance or writing, but that's an option. Bird watching, improvisation theater. What else? Photography or
Mm.
act or youth or teen acting.
By a teen.
Is that by a
Ooh,
teen?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Someone offered to teach art. I don't know what type of art, but they say they've been teaching art in PG for over 15
Yeah.
years. They're very
Yeah.
experienced. Nesting and land caretaking, baseball, softball clinics, and baseball field maintenance. Garden mosaics, the terracotta pots and planting succulents that we discussed, creative writing and art workshops, tennis, and woodworking skills.
Woodworking.
Wow.
I don't know how you would, I don't know, we need like hardware. We need to bring tools, like we'd have to have the whole old city hall set up to be able to do that potentially, but that would be really, really cool. We'd have to kind of distill these down to like our top 5 of like what would be not just interesting, but draw the biggest numbers.
Well, I think too, we also have to just reach out and see if they're even willing to still do this.
Yeah.
I think most of them sound pretty doable. The woodworking would be a conversation to ask the person, how did you envision this?
Mhm.
Is
I
it
think
like,
it would be a blast to see a bunch of lathes and all kinds of stuff down there. I think it would be a hoot.
Yeah.
Definitely need a strong liability
yeah,
form for that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
or is it
And not for
more?
children.
No. Okay. Well, I mean, do we want incorporation? Oh, 1st or 3rd of September, depending on your interpretation of the document. Okay, so the 1st or the 3rd of September, which is great for the birthday party because September is such a better month.
Yeah.
Then-
Weather-wise,
Yeah.
that's a hard weekend.
No, but I mean, if we did it maybe the weekend after or something.
Yeah. So after Labor Day. Yeah.
Possible September, whatever. Okay. And then maybe 5 movies, May, June, July, August, September. And I guess I can reach out to all these people and just say who's even still interested. Maximum, we would do 1 a month. But if we don't have enough people, we'll just figure out how many people we have and we can.
Is there something that's particularly for children?
Is maybe the bike skills? I don't know. I don't know what that means.
I think
It
that
would-
the improv would be interesting. I don't know how many
Jerry
kids
can
eat
do-
into that.
Jerry can do young. He just needs a certain number
Mhm.
to be able to interact with each other. And so that would be the only concern. And they have to be, I think probably 12, 13, 14 up,
Mhm.
And
And the same probably with was there a basketball skills or something, Kyle?
baseball.
Baseball. So I can probably pull all that up and I can call these people and find out where they're at or email them and what their intention is and what age range they're looking at. Are they looking at just adults? Are they willing to do children? What age or just teens? I can reach out to them and
So Terry, one way to approach it might be to go to John and
Mhm,
ask
yeah.
him if that document was approved and then reach out with that document.
Right. No, I'm doing
Right.
John first. Yes.
Yeah, and then you have the document and they can fill it out.
Mhm.
You know, it's
Mhm.
one thing to get promises and then
Right.
have them fill out. Yeah,
Yeah. And it's been so long that
Yeah.
I'm wondering if they're like, man, I don't want to do this anymore.
right.
Okay. Okay. But I think if nothing else, I think let's do movie days. And one of those we'll do an international movie night.
Yeah.
One out of the 5 or 6, whatever it is. I think that'd be really fun.
Yeah.
And then in September, Delray
Party.
Oaks birthday party.
Yeah.
Okay, so at least that's something that we can start with the calendar.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then I can reach out to John and take it from there as far as classes.
Do you want to, I would love a better title rather than just movie night.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, Delray Oaks produces, or I don't know, but do you guys have any ideas? Kyle, this is your baby. And you're so good at this stuff.
I like alliteration a lot. So if we can figure out how to have like a 3-word movie night title and they all start with the same letter.
Produce movie, theater,
mm,
park productions,
Mhm.
I don't know. Do you think calling them something, I guess it has movie night in it, but like having mayor's movie night, would that be a
let's see how the election goes.
oh yeah. Or yeah, we could, what about like, first Friday films or something?
Okay,
We're getting there.
okay.
That locks us into doing it on the first Friday, but
Yes.
if that
Or fourth Friday.
fourth Friday. Like when I was in Sacramento, that was how they labeled. That was like they had. It's like second Saturday was like the open air kind of not flea market, like farmers market in
Got it.
downtown, that sort of stuff, and it's always pretty easy to remember. Yeah. I think something more catchy than movie night's a good idea, though.
Yeah. And then people after the first one I was talking to, and they were all like, I want to suggest. So it's like, there may be, maybe there's another Google Doc or something and say, all right, we're looking for your suggestions for movies, including an international, including maybe there's another topic or something that's, maybe one, you don't want to say adult, but I think they should all be family friendly.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought it was lovely to see Littles there and everybody there, and people that didn't even live in Delray Oaks, just wanted to do something on a Friday night and brought their chairs and hung out. And
Yep.
yeah. So I thought, I'd like to keep the films where, there are a couple parts with Ghostbusters I was a little like, but it was okay. It was fine. So we just have to be a little aware of that.
Maybe the committee needs to pre-screen them.
Yeah. I hadn't
Yeah, it's
seen
not a
that
bad
one.
idea. Have someone watch it and make sure there's no unexpected moments that we all forgot about because we haven't seen it in 15 years.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Okay. All right. Well, that's at least a start. What about putting it like on our Parks and Rec page on the city website too,
Yes.
as far as movie suggestions or something?
It would be great to have some more photos on that page.
Yeah.
I'd like that. Yeah. So maybe
Okay.
that's something we can talk about in December or January.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think that page needs to be the portal into the activities.
Okay.
And so, rearranging it a little bit to have, some excitement about movie nights and excitement about classes and,
Okay.
and some pictures. I have, a bunch of pictures that we can use.
Okay.
I use the picture you took of the little kids all the time.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I feel like that's a really productive, good start, considering it's only November.
Yeah. So we don't
That's-
need to, oh, sorry, I got rambunctious dogs that I'm trying to
That's all
corral
right.
in the
It's
background.
fine. It's fine.
We don't need to worry about surveying folks for like movie ideas yet. We'll deal with that in the new year, get the form, even maybe a clickable link to a form for suggestions, kind of
Yes.
maybe in general suggestion form, like a
Mhm.
Dropbox type digital Dropbox for people that have ideas for additional classes or activities or events that they might
Mhm.
like the city to consider.
Okay. Yeah,
Like
I
it.
think not to really worry. Nobody's going to pay attention between now and January.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, good. And I will talk to John before our next meeting and get this going with that form, who was going to teach the application and get that. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. And the only other thing we were going to talk about tonight was the community garden committee. And as I said, I was going to try and go to the community in the other communities, that large garden meeting, and I just did not do it this past month. So I will try again. And Allison, I know you have some people that are very interested in being on the garden committee.
I know of one, Daniela.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think I connected you guys.
I think I'll have to go back and look,
Okay,
but I think
okay.
so.
And I'm happy to put that out as well. Again.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, and I can touch base with my neighbor who seemed at least excited by the idea and
Mhm.
lives across the
that-
street.
Michelle? No.
Cheryl.
Cheryl. Oh,
Yeah.
good. Okay.
Yeah, so I can just ping her and see if she's still interested in just being
Great.
more formally involved in helping us set that up, because she may know more about how to do that well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that area is not impacted by the FORTAG work that's gonna kick off? It's, because I've seen like trucks and some shrub clearing and stuff happening. I don't know if you guys have been down by like Work Memorial Park and all of that. That beginning of that trail has been really,
They're doing a lot of creek clearing and fire fuel reduction.
Oh, okay.
And so all the way along the creek, there's all kinds of stuff going on.
Okay.
It's a good thing.
No, yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
And it
for
looks
flooding
really,
and fire. Yeah.
yeah. I even noticed that the garden center took down like that big wall, that like multi-stone high wall that like was the back of the like the side of the trail in the back of the garden center. Now it's, waist high and much more visible and brighter, and they've cleared out all of the big metal containers that were storage units back there. It's so much better when I walk. I'm excited to see it getting cleaned up.
Good. Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else? Anything?
I just wanted to mention the December 7th meeting.
Mhm.
It's fairly common for many organizations to take a December meeting off. So unless, you guys, that's an option.
I think that's fine. Kyle, how do you feel?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay. Unless
We don't have
something-
anything pressing, so.
No, we don't. And this gives me time to kind of get some of this other stuff together and get an actual, calendar that we can all look at as far as, what next year is going to bring us.
Super.
And then Allison, you had mentioned also our January meeting that Ryan Sanchez would like to come and talk about the basketball court.
So Ryan, so the last time I spoke with him, he's all excited and he wants to do a party. And I said, why don't you come and talk to the Parks and Rec department or committee and let them know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
And so he's all ready to go. And he has
When-
basketball players he wants to bring and basketballs for everybody and
Great.
yeah.
When is the-
he's serious.
When is the court done?
We're hoping beginning of December,
Okay,
middle of December. There's a lot of work that's gonna be
yeah,
going.
yeah.
He's
So,
making it super duper fancy.
so January for him to come would be about the time it's probably start getting finished. Right?
Well, they're doing it now. I haven't
Okay,
seen it lately, but,
okay.
um,
I haven't been down there in a
yeah.
couple weeks with everything. Okay,
but he'll be fine. January, you know, with the holidays, we wouldn't be able to do anything anyway.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
I told him realistically, you know, a party with the weather and all that stuff, February, March at the earliest.
okay, okay.
Maybe that's the kickoff, right? Maybe we start in April. And
Yeah.
it's the basketball kickoff.
Okay.
with, I don't know, basketball food. I don't know.
What is it?
Thank you, Lee. Construction's supposed to conclude by the 20th of November. Thank you,
Of
Lee.
November. Okay.
That's pretty speedy. Okay, well, yeah, with the weather and holidays and everything. So will you reach out to him, Allison, or do you want me to formally invite him to our January meeting?
Do you guys want to not do December?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's fine.
You guys agree? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm fine to reach out to him
Okay, all right.
and say first Wednesday of,
Yeah, which would be January 4th.
okay. Sure,
Okay,
happy to.
okay.
I
Anything
don't have
else?
anything else.
Hey, Kyle?
Nothing for me.
All right.
Thank you, Lee, for your
Thank,
stealthy behind the scenes answers.
You're welcome, everybody. Sorry for the little bit of scrambling in the beginning, but we
Oh,
got it
no.
done.
No
so I
worries.
no,
appreciate
no,
that.
no, not a problem, Lee, at all.
Thanks,
worries.
Terry.
All right, thank you all.
All right, you guys,
All right.
happy Thanksgiving
Yeah,
and
you too.
Merry Christmas.
Christmas.
And make
Yes.
sure you vote.
Already did.
All right.
All right,
All right,
bye.
you guys, be
thanks.
safe.
Take
Bye.
care.
Have a good
Bye-bye.
day.
Bye.